My viewers who have watched me talk about having personally seen ghosts with my own eyes, you may also be aware that I've recorded another video about my nephew and namesake Simon JI-TENGE Kwalanda, who appeared in a dream talking to one of my sisters-in-law, saying that so somebody would saying that his body is somewhere, and he even appeared in her dream and showed her where his body is. Somebody may come up and say, hey, this fellow must be a mchawi, and I mean uchawi. No, but it is something that happened. For example, uh, Simon's appearance appeared to a sister-in-law of mine. Uh, she's active on Facebook. I can give you her name in Ruth Edias. Yeah, if you check on Ruth Edias, she's the one who whom it appear the dreams appeared, and she went to a very whatever place, and she well, that is how my nephew was found. She He addressed her to mom, this is where I am, and so those things happened. The other thing I want to say here is that I stopped playing drafts because of witchcrafts, and anybody doubting me, I welcome you. uh, if you're in Nairobi, just take a commuter train and say that you want to alight at Riruta. When you alight at Riruta, just go. Or nowadays there's a wall, but you can go to Kenol. There is a junction between Kenol and and another road starts from Key West all the way to the brand new primary school called the Nana Primary School. At the junction of Kenol and Key West and the Lenana Primary School, if you go there and ask for anybody who used to stay there in 1998, 99, they'll tell you that it is true what I'm telling you. It is true because it happened, and it led to, this is something that someone is granted to be a witch doctor, and then the whole place, the whole estate goes to his shop, uh, enters his shop, they loot everything that is in the shop. They go to the house that he stays, loot everything, and leave the house the one room house he was staying, 10 by 10. They leave it open. Even the shop that he had well stocked, they come because it was believed that he had bewitched somebody. He was a Mukamba, yes. He had bewitched somebody, and they were chasing, they were exhausting those. It is something that you can even go there today, a place called Key West. There was even a shop there which was used to be called a Tiriki Tailoring Shop, something like that. If you go to around that place and ask anybody who was staying in that area in 1998, 1999, he'll tell you. And that is how I stopped playing drafts. Those who know me, they'll tell you that even up to today, I usually go to a place where they're playing drafts and watch. I like watching. I even there are those comments people say, "So ungecheza hii, ungecheza hii, ungekula hii." And when people tell me, "Can you play?" I say, "No, I don't play." I've never told them why I stopped, but I stopped because of witchcraft. We were that fellow. I can say that coincidentally, all things point out that we were bewitched by that man. This is what happened. That time I had a video camera, VHS. So those days when you had a video camera, people used to go for you. People used to go for you. People used to follow you. People used to admire you. You are everything. You could go or you could do anything you wanted because you are all. So I used to target only two occasions, two functions. One function I would pay the rent, and the other function I would buy food for the whole month. And I was staying there with we were three, with my son who was then 4 or 5 years old. So what I used to do is I would wake up in the morning. After taking tea, I would go I would go to that shop. And we used to go there. We could find this fellow whom we can say Muchawi. We would find him, and he was very harsh. He used to talk to us the way uh, instructors talk to recruits in Kiganjo, or the way prison guards talk to prisoners in prison, in committee, and go there meekly, humbly, asking him, "So tutole hiyo draft tucheze." Would be very, toka toka, ngoja sijui nini, and we'd just stay where there wait. He would clean his shop, he would prepare everything in the shop. He would come out with a table. He would come make some mandazi there slowly. And when you saw him, you especially if you are two people there, you would really want him to quickly finish, and then you start. But he was slow. He would do that slowly. He had a basin. He'd fill in mandazi. He had this, I don't know, toss like, toss the soap, the plastic container. He would place there the mandazi. After finishing mandazi, he'd place in front of his shop. He would place there the table, two benches, and the table, plus the drafts, and he would place it there. He would he would place those things and just go. He never handed the mandazi to anybody. He never told anybody anything, and he never counted the mandazi. He never counted the mandazi. So you would start playing, and the rule was simple. The rule was simple. This rule was simple that once you, the rule was just simple that they call it ndungu. Is it called ndungu or kabuti? If I hit you kabuti, you buy me one dazi. And you see, if you are playing the two of us, and I hit you two kabutis, and you hit me one kabuti, see, I'm supposed to buy you one dazi. To him, no. And he never supervised that. We just found ourselves that if I hit you two kabutis and you hit me three kabutis, we would buy 5 mandazis. So we used to continue that way. And it would reach lunchtime. My son Benson would come, tell me that lunch is ready at home. I would carry a container full of mandazi and go with it to the house. After having lunch, I would then come back, continue. Coincidentally, I was one of the toughest draft people there. I remember one person even backbited me in Kikamba. He was saying, "Mundu usuni wa kutungula ando. Mundu usuni wa kutungula. Kiangainga mutungula. Kiangainga mutungula." So me, I told them, "You think I don't understand Kikamba? You are saying me ni mtu wa kutungula watu." Then my nickname became Wakutungula. Wakutungula. Mtu wa kupiga watu makabuti, mtu wa kupiga watu ndungu. So we continued that way. And the funny thing is, most of the people who were there were watchmen. A watchman. So he would come from his place of work. After sleeping maybe something up to 10, he would come there. We play draft until let's say 3. 3 would go have lunch and then go to his place of work. Now the other thing we used to do is that apart from mandazi, and you see, when we are doing that, people would come, wanataka mandazi, you sell it to them. After selling the mandazi, he never gave you commission. A good commission was to be like he would give you 2 to 3 mandazis, or he would give you some money, whatever. But at the end of the day, when the mandazis were over, you would hand over the money. The coins were in that plastic container, and every day he would say, "Siku ile hii container itajaa, mimi nitaenda Ukambani." And he never even said thank you to you or anything. That is what we were. We were just like slaves. Then from there, on the days when I told you I used to have 2 works, two projects. One I would pay rent, and the other one I would give Kwatengeres money for food for the whole month. So there are times when things didn't work out well or whatever. it needed to borrow from the shop. When you go to the shop to borrow, you'd say he never he never refused. He never refused to give you anytime you go there, say Natak, I want sugar 1 kilo, I want flour, I want this, and he would give you. The only things he did not have were vegetables and whatever. But anything you want, Kimbo, anything. And he never wrote anywhere. He never wrote anywhere. But once you get the money, even the watchmen, once they are paid at the end of the month, before doing anything, you just found yourself headed to that place. And you yourself, you knew everything you wanted. But he never calculated. So you can see how witchcraft works. So we continued that way. We would go there the whole day. In fact, most of the mandazis, we the draft players are the ones who used to. And I don't remember anybody eating it at that place, but we used to carry them home. Then it happened one day, somebody came opposite him. I don't know whether that tailoring shop is still there. That is 25 years ago. Uh, it was called Tiriki Tailoring Shop next to Key West. Key West. If you go there and ask people, those who are there in 1998, 99 will tell you they remember that case. It is something that it is there even today, especially for those people who used to stay there at that time. So somebody came, a younger person than him, opened another shop just opposite him. In the middle was a road which was used by people and cars. So I don't know what happened. He was a Mkamba like him. They came from the same place. So this fellow we would play drafts. We carry our mandazis. But when we want to borrow things from the shop, we used to go to this fellow's shop. We used to go to this fellow's shop and leave this one. There's nothing that happened or anything. We just found ourselves doing that. Then one day there was an argument, a heated argument. I was not there, but there was a heated argument where this fellow was complaining. This fellow who used to give us drafts to play, he was complaining to this other person. You see, when you're in town, like the Nando area, you just know this is a Mukamba, this is a Mukamba, this is a Kisi, this is a Mkisi. You never know whether they come from or if they're neighbors or anything. But apparently these two were from the same village. So this fellow was complaining that I left you in the village, came here. You left the village and came to exact place where I opened my shop and opened your shop opposite my shop. What's more, you went to the wholesaler. The wholesaler was from their village also. But you went to the same wholesaler that I used and talked to him. He started, you just paid for the rent, and the wholesaler started stocking your shop without any deposit. Then from there, what did you do? I'm sorry, forgive me. What did you do after after opening the shop and whatever? You have grabbed my customers. You have grabbed my customers. My customers play draft and then they go to your shop to buy things or even to borrow things. Actually, comment from me now is that we rarely bought things there. What we used to do is just borrowing, and then at the end of the month or when you get the money, you you pay, and you find yourself with very little. In fact, you even take the little that is remaining to the house for sukuma and tomatoes and onions. So you have even grabbed my clients and whatever, my shop is going down. Then he looked at him and said, "Hiyo uganga ulitumia, you'll know that I'm a better mganga than you. I'll take you home." Of course, the other one also talked and whatever. But people just thought it was just an argument or whatever, because even if even when I talk to you, I can tell you, oh, unajua nitakumaliza, but then maybe I don't even mean nitakumaliza. So what happened was that this young man did not even complete a week. One day he collapsed in his house. His wife took him to a hospital there. just somewhere there near Key West. If you go to Key West, Ngando area, you'll even be shown where the clinic was taken. It is something that it is open. Um, so he was taken to that hospital. They looked at his hands, they looked at his legs. They found the legs were very, the hands and legs were very yellow. So they said, no, this fellow has no blood. Take him to Kenyatta National Hospital. As he was being driven to Kenyatta National Hospital, he died on the way. He was pronounced dead on arrival. When the information came to Ngando, Ngando is neighboring Riruta. When the information came to Ngando, everybody went to the shop, they broke the door, and you carried whatever you wanted to carry. That one, that was in 1999. That is the last time I ever played drafts. But I'm a very big fan of drafts. Drafts have done me a lot, especially when I was in the police and we used to work in the remote areas where there were no towns and anything. We used to we used to pass time playing drafts and also playing cards. But because of that incident, I stopped drafts. After stopping draft for 25 years, I don't think I'll ever play it.